How to live stress and anxiety free 24 hours a day. Our children are the future of tomorrow, the future of the human race. And it's imperative that we take care of the children. We nurture them and help them to grow into strong, confident young people. There seems to be a terrible push to disconnect man from God and leave man depend solely on man-made solutions. But the truth is, we need to help children know God in their lives in a safe and healthy manner. You see, our feelings and our emotions are not mental disorders. Our feelings and emotions are God-given instincts that in the face of any danger, real or imaginary, we are meant to take some form of action. If we feel anxious or depressed or stressed or worried or angry or sad or frustrated, we feel blame or guilt, in these moments, the body is telling us to take some form of action. Just do it. Don't think about it. Don't worry about what anyone else thinks. Don't worry about whether it's right or wrong. Just go and do it. As long as you're not harming yourself or another person, take some form of action. There are three primary God-given responses to danger: fight, flight, and freeze. There is a fourth one, knowing God. The fourth one is acceptance. But when we experience any danger, especially children, they experience danger, they're meant to take some form of action. Either to flight, to run away, leave the house, leave the room, run into the spare room, run into the bathroom, run and hide in the wardrobe, run and hide under the bed, run out into the back garden, leave the school, leave the classroom, leave the home, leave the conversation, leave the relationship. Just run away, get away from it all. Run over to the grandparents or aunts or uncles or whatever, but get away from that space. God is telling you, with your feelings, to take some form of action that works for you and to leave or run away. Maybe you can't run away, so maybe you're stronger and you want to fight. So you tell somebody what's going on. If you're being bullied or teased, you scream and shout out loud. That'll make the bully stop it. They doesn't draw attention to themselves. And someone will hear what's happening and come over and investigate, and that way you can be protected. Maybe it's send an email or phone somebody and report the person. Go to the police or social services or tell your teacher or your parents or your grandparents or your aunt or uncle or a neighbour. Tell somebody. Just say no. Stand up for yourself. Fight back. Seek a solution. Ask for help. Ask someone to hold your hand or stay with you till the danger passes. There are situations where you can fight or you can flight. But if it comes down to freeze, if you're a young child and you can't leave the house because you're only a minor and there's fighting going on in the house and you can't defend yourself, the safest coping skill for you is to disassociate. You switch off mentally and emotionally. So you're in a place where your parents are fighting. There may be some violence. There may be something going on, bullying, whatever, and you can't get away. God gave you the instinct to shut down mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Just shut down and leave the building. Your body stays there, but you escape. You protect your sanity, your emotional and mental sanity, and you leave the room. And then when it all quietens down, they can't get a reaction out of you and they walk away, you come back into yourself and you're okay again. We see this on National Geographic. We see an animal being chased by a predator, and the last moment when the prey knows it's going to get caught, it'll drop to the floor like it's dead. The predator will come over to the body, poke at the body, no reaction from it, place its paw upon the heart, can feel no beat. The message for an animal is dead meat means it's poison. So he won't eat dead meat, and he finds the animal that was alive a moment ago running along, suddenly dead in the ground. He assumes it's dead, and he walks away. And 2-3 minutes later, the heart starts beating again. The animal gets up, shakes off the stress, and walks away. This is the built-in coping skill that we're given from God, to disassociate when we have to. And whether you're a child or an adult or a child trapped in an adult's body, and you're not strong enough to run away or you're not strong enough to fight, sometimes the best coping skill you have is to disassociate. And we have to teach children it's okay to disassociate. It's okay to run away. You're not a coward if you run away. You're not crazy if you fight against worse odds. It's your nature to fight, flight, or freeze. Now, if we can teach children about God and understand that God is available to each and every one of us, that he won't intervene in your life unless you ask him, you invite him in. But if you invite him in, remember, God created the universe, the world in 7 days. He can deal with your rubbish, your shit, your crap in a split second. So we have to learn how to ask God to come into our lives, how to give our stuff to God. And this is all available in this book, How to Live Stress and Anxiety Free 24 Hours a Day. It's a very simple process to teach, especially children, but again, adults who are really never grew up and don't really know how to handle situations. There's 8 or 9 or 10 little practices in this that'll help any individual find one that'll work for them to be able to let God into their lives and know that they're safe. And this fourth response to danger, acceptance, is where you accept that you live life on God's terms, not on life's terms. So now you know with God in charge and he created everything, everything will work out. This too shall pass. There's a great sense of comfort in knowing that if God's in charge, everything will work out. We all have an obligation to the children of the future, of the human race, to nurture and help them grow into strong, independent people. So whether you're a mental health professional or a cognitive therapist, or you're a life coach or a parent or a guardian or a holistic practitioner like myself, we have to teach children that the feelings and emotions are not mental disorders. They are the first line of defense, their God-given instincts to trust in every situation. When they feel anxious, it's okay to feel anxious. Just take an appropriate action where you don't harm yourself or another. If you want to run away, you feel depressed, sad, angry, lonely, whatever, you take some form of action that doesn't harm yourself or another person. But when we make the mistake of not trusting our feelings and medicating our emotions, we are our own worst enemy. Because medication doesn't help heal anything. It just suppresses the feelings and they build up inside, and then when the medication wears off, it's 10 times worse. Learn to trust your feelings and emotions. Hopefully your therapist will teach you this too, or you can ask your therapist to teach you about your feelings and emotions, and then maybe they can create a safe space in their therapy room that when you go to see them, they can teach you how to freeze in a safe way. They can teach you how to maybe practice fighting, writing a letter to somebody, sending emails. They can teach you these skills that you can start learning to use your coping responses in a healthier manner. So if you've got a problem with somebody, send an email to somebody. Have them help you write a letter for presenting to your parents or something, or your teacher. Learn to stand up for yourself using your coping skills given to you by God, and everything will change in your life. And this book is a good place to start. How to Live Stress and Anxiety Free 24 hours a day is available in most good bookstores. Please take the time to like and share this information and this page. I don't normally do a big push of trying to sell myself, but in this instance, I think there are 1 billion people diagnosed with mental disorders. And I have no idea how many of those are children, but we have an obligation for the future of the human race, to protect the future of the human race. And to do that, we need to get to as many people as possible, especially children, to let them know their feelings and emotions are healthy, they're not mental disorders, and their coping skills like fight, flight, freeze, and acceptance are their go-to places to defeat any danger. Thank you very much.